Now, this statistic has been posted by Insider Wire, and it has gone viral on Twitter. It allegedly shows how much American money was lost to Indian scammers. And it makes it specifically that it was Indian scammers and not the Chinese scammers or German scammers, right? How did they calculate it? Well, they calculated it based on who filed the complaint to the police. And so the real numbers may be a little different. Like there may be people that got scammed and did not report. Or there may be people that didn't get scammed and reported. Alternatively, it could have been a person from Switzerland that had an Indian accent, and the racist American misconstrued what actually took place, and so they complained that it was an Indian scammer besmirching the izzat of the person. The reality is, as you can see, quite staggering. Even if the numbers may be off, I don't think that even if they're off by 20 percentages, it would change the dramatic situation that you're seeing. And so the question has to be why? Why Indian scammers? Well, the first reason is that America is actually incredibly vulnerable to any type of attacks from foreign cultures. Because the moment you want to talk about it, you will have liberals immediately calling you a racist. Or they will muddy the water and they will say, well, why do you talk about Indian scammers? Like, there's scammers everywhere. Like, Americans scam as well. And if Americans scam as well, then we should not have the conversation. Until America becomes angelic, until every single American stops committing crimes, we cannot actually talk about crime at all. So, like, that's one of the reasons. The very conversation hits a roadblock if you try to tackle it. And so, if you don't try to take measures to protect yourself because you can't even discuss the measures, then obviously, like, the criminal element will continue. The second reason, why India? Well, think about it. It's a problem of jurisdiction. Like, you're in one country committing crimes against another nation. And so even if you get caught, even if, like, people from America know where you are, the cost of an international lawsuit is staggering. Nobody is probably going to try and have the person extradited because, you know, like, the cost of extradition is also quite staggering. And so most Americans, they can't really do much. I mean, maybe they can get the banks to cut the funds of the person or try to revert the transaction. But even then, you know, if you're outside of America, again, it's actually very difficult to have American law being enforced. The thing with India is also that they don't benefit from America as much as nations in Europe. Like, for example, if Romania tried to do this shit, it's not that Romanians wouldn't be able to or we wouldn't be effective at scamming people. It's just that the American government has a lot of levers against Romania. Like, we're members of NATO, we receive American security, we want to be in the good graces of the United States. And so anyone from America can basically tell the Romanian government to get its shit together, start cracking down on this, and cracks down will happen. This is not the same with a nation like India. The other thing is India has the infrastructure. Like, they have a lot of call centers that can be repurposed. And it's also the fact that they have a lot of people that speak English. And so these things put together makes it a lot easier for people that want to perform this illegal activity to perform it from India than to perform it from within the US or for performing it from Germany, right? The economy as well. Like, if you're in a nation like India and you make $500 a month, like, that's a significant amount of money. Whether if you're in a nation like Germany and you make $500 a month, you're dirt poor and you may actually try to figure out how to survive on the streets. And then it's the technical know-how, right? Like, the scams themselves require knowledge on how to pull off. And so if you have a group of people that pull them off, well, they're going to just spread the news. They're going to tell other people how to do them. And so this is how you end up in this situation. Like, again, India benefits from the jurisdictional freedom because they're outside of the United States, so applying US law is a lot more difficult. There's a lot less levers that America can use in order to convince India to crack down on this. And it's also the technological know-how, the infrastructure, as well as America's own culture, preventing Americans from actually taking this issue serious. Now, there's also a sad part when it comes to scamming. As you can see here, like you have tech support scam, government impersonation, and then you have like various other scams. Some are more effective than others, and because like American culture doesn't allow this conversation to happen, it's worse that they don't actually train their people on the types of scams and how to resist them, right? And it's also the mentality that I guess like has remained from the era of the internet that didn't glorify safety, that it's the responsibility of the internet user to protect themselves. And unfortunately, when something bad happens, people are laughing at the person getting scammed rather than like trying to educate other people how to avoid it. So government impersonation is actually very difficult for a lot of people to avoid, especially in the age of AI, because the scammer can make it look very official. And so it's important when you're contacted by any government agency to also verify it independently, right? Do not use their numbers, do not use their emails. Like, try to contact the agency by yourself in private with methods that you know in order to verify that you actually owe the money or that you actually have to pay a fine. The same thing is when you get a message from Google or you get a message from your Yahoo Mail or PayPal or whatever. Try to log in to the system without clicking on any links. Like, actually go on your search engine, bring up PayPal, and manually connect and try to see if there's a problem there, right? Do not just listen to an email that tells you, oh, like something happened, change your password, click this link. Never do that. Now, this is for people that are more aware of the internet, but the biggest victim, and this is the sad one, it's elderly people, especially, and this is surprisingly, a lot of elderly women. Elderly women fall in love with strangers online and then send them money. This is an epidemic. It's not actually that discussed, but anyone that actually studies this will know. Especially 40-year-old, 50-year-old women, they fall in love for people on the internet that catfish them, that try to lead them astray with various romances and other nonsense. And a lot of this money is probably actually from elderly single women, 40, 50 years old, that are rich, wealthy, because they have like their own house and, you know, they don't have family obligations, although some of them may. And the idea is like someone that looks like a Chad, you know, he looks like a 30-year-old Chad, contacts this 50-year-old cat lady and basically gets her to fall in love with Chad. And then Chad basically says that he had an accident or that he wants to come to her, but he needs tickets. And she will basically send him money. And this is a staggeringly high epidemic of this type of scam that many people fall for, and it's not discussed. It's not brought up. And again, it's fascinating because it could save a lot of people if they knew. But it's interesting, right? Because like you'd expect the catfish to happen to teenage guys, but no, it's happening with elderly women. And I guess you know, in a society that puts women in a higher prestige than men, it would be extremely embarrassing if this came out, right? So like they don't want this to be revealed, or I can't imagine why it's happening, but it is. Anyway, do let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.